Hi, welcome and welcome back. I hope you're doing well. Let's talk about the Narcissist Real World Rant. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you'd like. The Narcissist Real World Rant is what I would describe as projection-based preaching that is done within the context of a narcissistically abusive relationship or even a narcissistically abusive family. This sermon can be preached by a parent to a child or children. It could also be preached by a narcissistic spouse to their partner. It is incredibly ironic. For example, if the narcissistically abusive parent had a lot of adverse childhood experiences or ACEs, maybe they grew up in a single parent household or they lost a parent, maybe there was a lack of trust towards therapists or just the idea of therapy or social services of some kind. And so no assistance was sought out in dealing with the drama and trauma and things going on in the home. There might have been a fear of labeling, like people at one point in time were afraid of being labeled as idiots or crazy or committed to mental institutions or mental hospital. Perhaps there was substance abuse and other toxic behaviors going on within the context of their childhood or upbringing. So all of that goes undealt with if the narcissistic parent or other family member was without any life skills. They weren't taught or trained how to really navigate in the world, in addition to whatever turmoil, abuse, drama, trauma was going on in the home. Then that also puts them at a disadvantage and can set them back emotionally, psychologically. In a future relationship context, say in their own family or in the context of their future partnership, the narcissistic individual may project their feelings based off of what they experienced in their childhood onto their current relationship circumstances. Maybe in a moment of fear, panic based on something that the kids did or something that they said or expressed, or maybe they did or didn't do. Maybe that reflected a naivete or just a lack of awareness or conscientiousness about what was going on in their surroundings, or needs that were in front of them. Or say in the case of their partner made a decision that seemed foolish or naive to them. And they, instead of really dealing with the pain and panic that's at the root of it and that's adverse childhood experience related, they may choose to vomit those emotions out in the form of a sermon about all the ways that the world works. The world is a scary, dangerous place that'll teach you a lesson, put you in your place really quickly, and really hammer those points home to the children or to the spouse that they perceive to be naive, clueless, maybe even stupid in their eyes. The truth of the matter is that narcissistic individuals deny reality, and especially their own reality. The harsh reality of what they went through, the adversity that they were surrounded by growing up, the painful, shameful, traumatic experiences. And this may be handled in the form of verbal denial, looking the other way, or just silence. Or their caretakers or guardians or parents may have denied the reality of the abuse that was going on in the home. Now, the pain, shame, fear, and panic that results from the abuse that they experienced causes them to disconnect and check out. This could come in the form of things like projection onto other people, say their future family, their children, or just rationalization of outbursts or rants like the real world rant, maybe even substance abuse and other toxic behaviors. If none of this got dealt with, it's gonna go somewhere. In my parents' case, my dad constantly preached sermons to my mom and went off on real world rants whenever she said or did something that he deemed to be naive, ridiculous, stupid, just not really street smart or aware or savvy. Ironically, my dad, because of his unhealed, undealt with childhood trauma and all the adversity that he grew up with, and the suppression of that and the denial of that went on when he was growing up, led to him ultimately self-soothing with substances and projecting all of that emotional baggage in the form of abusive outbursts and behavior in the home onto the rest of us, along with the real world rants. And as a result of the toxic coping mechanisms that he turned to, in addition to the real world rants, he got worse, not better, as he progressed in life and ended up losing his marriage, relationships with his children, his career, a comfortable home, access to cars, money, and investments, and more. Have you ever been subjected to a real world rant by a narcissistic parent or other toxic individual? Comment below and share some key takeaways when it comes to dealing with the real world rants, regardless of who it comes from, are: 1, not suffering in silence; 2, taking the opportunity to talk it through with someone that you trust; 3, write about it, maybe in a journal. And perhaps for every point that was laid out in the real world rant, maybe write down a counterpoint that's your truth and your reality. If you've been subjected to a real world rant by a narcissistic individual, what's happened to you is very real, but don't let it define or hinder you from functioning or even thriving in the real world. You're not alone and you're not crazy. Know who you're dealing with, know who you are. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.